suppose leading on from that, mate, was there any influential figures that have helped, like, come from setbacks, or somebody you've gone, do you know what, that's how they've dealt with that, that's how I want to deal with it, or just in more general life, like, is there somebody you really look up to?
Not in particular, but I research stuff a lot and sort of look at things that I can do to help myself, but also, I do look to other sports people and things like that as, inspiration. So, no one in particular, but I did take inspiration from a lot of different experiences, guys that I competed with that had been through sort of setbacks as well. And I'm very fortunate that I've had a lot of good people around me in my life, whether that's from family to friends to sports coaches to, everything, training partners. I've been very fortunate that I've had a lot of good people around me. So, I've sort of always had people to turn to help me with that inspiration or give me some solid advice.
I think obviously, because everyone's so different, it's nice just to be able to cherry pick what would work for you and not just take it as a whole package sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's right, because what I was sort of talking about with, dealing with setbacks, my way is not the right way for everyone. And I think it's the same with anything, everyone deals with things in different ways, and sometimes it's, someone might say, right, well, this is how I deal with that problem, and it's not the way that would work for you. So, it's good to have a good team of people around you that understand how you work and sort of, help you sort of get past anything, and sort of take inspiration from people that you do look up to and that you respect their opinion.
Cool. Couple more bits on this. Have you got any goals coming up, like goals for the future? It doesn't have to be in like the professional world as well. Like,
I mean, obviously, I with the bodybuilding, it's not the same as it was with strongman, because for me now, it's sort of, I understand that I'm never going to reach the heights that I did in strongman in bodybuilding, for a number of reasons. Age, I'm not necessarily built right for it, but I can still be better every time I get on stage, so I can always make improvements, and that's sort of the goal with that. From sort of, a life away from sport, obviously, spending time with my son and helping him sort of along his journey as well, and trying to be the best dad I can be, but also then trying to grow my business in terms of helping more people with the coaching and things like that. That's something that I'm sort of very passionate about. I think I sort of touched on it a bit earlier, but being able to help someone's life in a positive way is always going to be a good thing, and it's for me, that's more valuable than any trophy I've won or anything. So that's something that I want to continue to do for certainly the foreseeable future. That's probably the main goal, is spend time with my loved ones and friends and family, and then also grow the business and try and help as many people as I can.
Just moving on to your son, Zach. It's Father's Day coming up, so it'd be probably amiss not to touch on this. What's it like being a competitor and having a young son, and how has that changed as he's grown?
I mean, I think it's a great thing, actually, because my sort of goal I see in life now as a dad is to try and help him and become the best man he can be when he's older. So I can sort of instill values in him and show him, if you work hard, you can get places, you can do things, and it doesn't have to be sport. That's I always sort of refer everything back to sport, but not everyone's into sport. It can be business, it can be how you are as a person. It's like a combination of everything, I think. And I remember seeing this like Instagram post, and it was sort of like, I felt like giving up until I realised who was watching me, and it's like a big male lion with a young cub, and it's and that is something that I've always sort of focused on since he has come along. Is I'm trying to show him a way of sort of trying to be the best person he can be and be the best man he can be, and part of that is obviously trying to do things that will inspire him to chase his dreams and his goals.
Now I already know this kind of. He's not really seen you compete, has he?
No.
Especially on a strongman level. Is he into that sort of thing? I know from our own conversations that he comes in the gym and he's a proper little ladies' man from what I gather. Does he like that sort of life or the aspects of that as well?
I mean, he loves the gym. He loves lifting weights. Wants to arm wrestle everyone you come across. Literally everybody.
He'd probably beat me.
He loves all that, and he has sort of said, you know, when I'm older, I want to be world's strongest man. So that's at the moment, that's what it is. But you know, he watches a lot on YouTube. You know, I think that's a good thing for me. The fact that there are a lot of competitions on there that from like when I was competing,
yeah, of course,
and in my prime years, and he gets to sort of watch those. He's absolutely obsessed with Tom Stoltman, one of the other guys. He's obsessed with him. He's won World's Strongest Man a couple of times. Loves him to bits, and always reminds me that Tom's younger and stronger than I am. So you know,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, you know, he loves it and loves watching strongman on YouTube and on TV, and yeah, he's definitely showing an interest at the moment. Whether that continues or not, who knows? But I think so long as he, you know, chases his dreams and chases his goals, I don't really mind what they are. I think that's the big thing. I get asked a lot, would you push him into strongman? It's like I'd never push him into anything, but the one thing I would expect of him is when he does decide he wants to do something is that he pursues it with every ounce that he's got to be the best that he can be. Whether that's business, well, it's everything really, you know, family, you know, how he is as a person, business, sport, all of it. I want him to be the best version of himself, and that's all I'm trying to do along the way as well.
I think, again, talking as a parent of myself, it's what you can do. Like, you just do your best and show them the right way to be. You know, when we were younger, myself included, you know, you do things that may not put yourself at risk, probably. But now everything's like thought out properly. It's right. My kids, my daughters are watching me. Yeah. What would they make of this? Would I like it if they did it? And then if that's the answer is no.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting because obviously, you know, with my relationship with my dad, there was times when I was younger that I really didn't agree with what he was doing and what he was like, you know, how he was as a man, and sort of as I then sort of developed myself and become an adult, I started to really appreciate the things that he did do for me when I was younger, and obviously now, as an older man myself, you know, I can really see why, you know, as a dad myself, I can see why he did a lot of the things he did, and he wanted me to be the best I could be. Yeah. And you know, I think it's sort of one of those things when you're in your sort of hormonal years and you're like, I'm not being told what to do and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You don't really see it, but then as you get older, you do sort of realise. And yeah, I mean, so I was very fortunate to have a really good role model myself, so I'm just trying to sort of do the same.
Cool. Last couple of bits. Give me a fun fact about Terry Hollands.
Jesus, there's nothing fun about me.
Is that your fun fact? The fun fact is there is nothing.
There's no fun at all. No, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I think, you know, I am what I am, and yeah, I don't really know. No, sorry.
Right. No, that's all right, mate. And the last thing is your shoe collection. You are big on your shoes. A lot of Nikes about, and you have. I mean, I don't know where the hell you get them from, because I thought I had big feet. I'm a size 13, 14, but you take the biscuit, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So some things I can get away with 16, but I'm a 16 or 17, and I think I've got at the moment. Jesus, what have I got? About 113 pairs of Jordans, loads of other Nikes, loads of trainers. I mean, probably all in. I mean, I would imagine somewhere in the range of like close to 200 pairs of shoes I've got. Yeah, so I mean, it's. I think it all stems from when I was younger. Well, like we were talking about with the clothes, it was really difficult for me to get shoes when I was young. So again, it was like, there you go, just that's what you've got. You know, you've got one pair of trainers, and that you've got no choice. Whereas now I do have choice, and there are places where I can find to buy them from. Admittedly, some of them have cost me a lot of money, but I can get them. So I think that's probably where it stems from. Now it's sort of become a bit of an obsession.
I don't blame you. I actually have one of our styling shoes, and just for clarity, that is Terry's foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
not a bad size.
No, that's the trouble. You think with that many pairs of trainers, it takes up a lot of room in my house. So, yeah, it's.
And I bet you've heard, if the boat sinks, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be
yeah. Keen swimmer, you, eh? Don't worry, I've heard it all myself.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the worst time for me actually with the trainers is when I'm on preps or when I'm dieting for my bodybuilding shows. Because I don't sleep well when I'm dieting. I'm sort of laying in bed, just with loads of time on my hands, and I think, what can I do? Let's just have a look if there's some trainers available.
I'll have a little flick.
Yeah, and normally 9 times out of 10 I'll end up buying a pair.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Yeah, but I'm sort of one of these people. I don't really want for a lot. I'm not particularly materialistic. I'm very simple in terms of the way I live my life. So it's kind of like my one thing that I don't mind spending a little bit of money on.
Fair play. That's it, mate. Thank you very much for coming in.